Hello everybody, Element12 here, and today I have an interesting video for you. There are games that are good and bad, but then there's a very select few that are so good that transcends good or bad and becomes art. It's a pure masterpiece. And that's what I have for you today. This game is not afraid to push the boundaries of what normal conventional storytelling can do. It's not afraid to go far for the sake of art. Stuff like Legend of Zelda, like Super Mario Brothers, like Final Fantasy, have nothing compared to the storytelling that this game has. So I hope you're prepared for the masterpiece that came out just last year, known as Goat Petting Simulator. So here we are in the game itself. One thing you might notice is that this game's music is superb. Games like Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Sonic, Pokemon have some really good music, but this track that they've made it specifically for this game, I'm sure, is crafted with the most excellence. It's like Beethoven and Mozart were all wrapped into a roll and served to a man from a country that I'm not aware of. So let's start the game now. Okay. We'll see the environment, my one hand. And I know what you might be thinking, is that this one hand doesn't look very good at all. It might look kind of gross to you. But that's not because the game is bad. No, not at all. That's because this game is trying to teach us a lesson about how we all have our own imperfections and we can all accept one another with them regardless. So let's play this game now. One thing fun you might notice also, before I even go to the main attraction, is that this amazing sky drop that, despite the fact that I'm walking and even jumping, look, I can jump too, and walking and jumping, that the sky doesn't move in distance at all, even if I'm going forward or backward, as you can tell by the tree moving. You might think this is a terrible way to save money by using a cheap skybox and an image in the background, but no, not at all. The reason this is because it's an allegory for it's an allegory for life. That means that no matter how far we run forward or how far we fall back, that life is always the exact same distance that it always has been, and that it always will be. So now let's get to the important thing. Ooh, look at this nice grass texture. That you might notice as I'm walking around in circles, the grass texture seems to be following me. You might think this is a really terrible decision on the designer's part to make it look like the grass is 3D. However, I feel it's a great addition to make it for us to realize that no matter where we are, nature is there, and it's very important to take care of the environment. And I can click, and I can move my arm down, which you might think moves really badly. However, I think it's done purposely because we all are like that. It's true, really. And here is the main attraction, the goat itself. You can hear the goat. You can see this very tiny goat. So I don't want to bump into the goat. If I touch the goat, it caused the game to lag strangely. Which you might think is a terrible graphical mistake on the game. However, I think it's because the game designers want us to know that we should embrace the things that we are about to thank our lives for. Something like that. I'm pretty sure. Now let's pet the goat. I'm gonna pet it. You guys ready? I hope you're ready for this. I'm petting the goat. I'm petting the goat! This is amazing. This is the best game ever made. See, you might think the hand is phasing through the goat, but that's just simply an allegory for how we're all one with nature. This game is amazing. Okay. I can pet the back of the goat. Can I pet the back of the goat? Can I do that? Barely. I can kind of stick my fingers there. There you go, I'm petting the goat. The back of the goat is not as enjoyable. What about this? Ooh, interesting. You might think, this is one thing I want to bring up, that I can phase my arm through this fence, but not the rest of me. You might think it's a bad, like, block texture design on the designer's fault. However, I think it's an allegory for the fact that we all need to work together to make very good, well put together fences. So, now that we have pet the goat, let me go back and pet it again. Just for... Now that that's over, I'm going to explore some of this background. Let's look at these trees over here. Whoa! That tree moved. I hope the capture is picking that up, because you might think it's a terrible texture glitch. However, I think it's an allegory for how nature is always moving, always progressing on, whether we want it to, or we're ready for it to, or not. I'm going to examine this tree, because this tree is beautiful. It's a very nicely put together tree. Very well done. Let me see if I can pet the tree, kinda. Yeah, I can put my hand through it. I can put my whole body through it. Which you might think that the fact that I'm inside of this tree right now might be a bad edit on a bad design flaw on the programmers. However, I think it's an allegory for the fact that nature is a part of us and always will be. Let's see if we can go up this hill. See if there's anything beyond this. Okay. I think we'll go up here. Also, this tree looks like it's not actually connected to the ground. You might think that's a bad flaw on the designer's part. However, I feel that the fact that tree is not fully connected to the ground is an allegory for how nature is not only an earthly thing, but also a spiritual thing. That's what I feel like it truly means. Also, over this hill, I just made over the hill. There's a hill right there. You might notice that it looks like it just goes on forever. You might think that, yes, but I feel... You might think that the fact that there's nothing more to see here, there's a hill, and it goes on forever, is a really bad flaw on the designer's part. However, I feel that this is truly just an allegory for the fact that there's always space around us, and we need to embrace it. We need to embrace the space between us all and the people who hide themselves behind a wall of illusion. That was a George Harrison quote. God rest his soul. God rest his soul. God rest his soul. So now you should know why this game is clearly the best game ever made. How it's art, it transcends... Can I pet the ground? No, I cannot. Which, that might be a bad flaw, but I feel it's an allegory for that even the things we take for granted are always just so far out of our reach. So this was Goat Petting Simulator 2013. Or I think it's just called Goat Petting Simulator. I'm going to make an annotation right here, somewhere on this video, to link to a petition.org page where we can see, it'll be an open letter to the designers of this game, so we can get a goat petting simulator 2014. Because with Goat Simulator coming out today, I feel like Goat Petting Simulator would be a very timely release. So until next time, this is Element 12. I'll see you guys later. And I just fell off the sky map. You might think it's because this game is badly programmed, but no, I think this is an allegory for this game being a complete piece of shit. I mean, the fact that this game is so good. Oh my god. I'm just falling. I'm not even real. This is joke time over. I'm not even touching anything. And it's still playing the walking thing. Look, nothing that's moving, but oh my god. This is not a series, this is a one-off. April Fool's Hooray, whoop-de-doodle, whatever. I don't even Also, a fun little known fact about this game is when you hit escape to quit, it doesn't just escape. When you hit escape, it doesn't quit the game, it makes the game immediately crash for you. That means the game is made very well. Clearly.